Hi guys, Chris Buckley here with Estate Agent today, and I'm honoured, it's an honour and a privilege actually to be joined by Wainwright, good friend of mine, CEO of FocalAgent, former CEO of Purplebricks. Lee, thank you for joining us. I've got to start on virtual viewings. Do you think there's going to be the same amount of virtual viewings after the pandemic? What do you think is going to happen there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think, first of all, let's be really clear what virtual viewings are. So there's 360 content, which allows people to tour around a property. Matterport do 360 content that you can go around. And then there's smart viewing technology, which we advocate, which is the ability to for an agent to host a viewing and talk a customer through a property and have the kind of engagement that you and I know from an estate agent's perspective that makes a big difference. How long have you been looking? What properties have you seen? What's the best one you've seen so far? And for me, visual content products definitely exist post-pandemic, and how agents use that visual content to win market share, to become more effective, both with time and with cash, and to engage with the consumer in a better fashion is more important post-pandemic because consumers' behaviour has changed. They are more savvy, more comfortable working in a digital world, and it's going to be even more important post-pandemic to be an estate agent that understands how to use visual content to win.
Okay, fine. So I get the first one. It's kind of your doll's house tour, and I love that. It's almost your first viewing in a way, which you view on the portals. The second one I get, but are they really as good? So, for example, normally when I go out, if I see, normally someone's eyeing up the curtains and the other person's going, oh, we're not too sure, we've got a load to see. And physically being present, I know I can negotiate up, etc. Are we missing a trick with the virtual viewings there?
Yeah, so I think the trick to miss is that you're not, for me personally, I'm not trying to sell the house on a virtual viewing. I think it's very different in lettings, and I do think, firstly, I've rented 2 4-bedroom family houses for my 2 kids to live in 100 miles away from where I live right now without physically going into a lettings property. So I think virtual viewings in lettings is super exciting, and the ability for that to really help reduce the tire kickers and time in lettings is super exciting. But in sales, I'm not trying to do a deal on the virtual viewing. I'm trying to build relationships with future clients and extract opportunities from more people because it's more time effective. And actually, do you know what? It's not just about reducing the tire kickers. It's about getting people into the right properties. And we've all been there on that viewing, and you can tell straight away that somebody's not interested, and getting that information that says it's the garden or the neighbourhood or actually the parking out the front doesn't work, and the ability to be able to extract the killer information on that virtual view makes a big difference. And you and I have talked about this before, but 1 in 7 people in the UK have got a motorbike. That affects the kind of property that you buy. 1 in 12 have got a caravan. That affects the kind of property that you buy. 1 in 3 have got a dog. That affects the kind of garden that suits you. And getting that kind of information in a virtual viewing gives you a real competitive advantage as an estate agent that's going to be market dominant in the area that you compete in. Okay,
so you're more efficient, you can get more virtual people through the door, and then I presume your second or third viewing is a real world viewing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Perfect.
But also what you've got is that opportunity to persuade the vendor in the first place to give you the instruction because you're more efficient, because you're more capable of qualifying buyers, because you bring more motivated and naturally enthused buyers to their property. And let's be honest, an estate agency winning market share is a very, very significant part of being successful.
Okay, well, let's stick with vendors then. Are we paving the way here for vendors to list their own properties, do their own virtual viewings? We've all got a phone, right? What do you think to that?
Yeah, definitely not. So for me, the fundamental playground for estate agents, meeting, greeting, and engaging with consumers at the portals. 90% of traffic is on the portals. 80% of that traffic is mobile driven. So you need professional photography to get your property to stand out and get that initial click through. So that professional photography wins. You then need immersive content to drive dwell time. And if you get the dwell time right with video or 360, you'll get the click on the call to action. And professional visual content isn't something that the seller is doing themselves. It's something that the agent's organising for them.
Cool. Lee, thank you so much. I'm glad you got that last point in. From everyone here at Estate Agents Day, we wish you guys the best at FocalAgent. Thank you so much.
Have a great day, Chris.